Hey guys, this is Colin Triplett with Mint Condition Fitness, and we're here today talking about knee pain and some things that you can do to help if you have knee pain. Now, if you were just in an accident or had some sort of acute injury happen, this probably isn't going to help, so go see a doctor or something like that. But if you just have kind of nagging, ongoing knee pain, some of these things can help. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just a very simple rolling technique that you can do to loosen up the muscles. To give you a little backstory on this, usually when there's ongoing knee pain, it's not a problem with the knee, it's a problem with something above or below it. So we're going to look at the muscles above the knee. So all your quad muscles attached to the knee, they actually go over and are pulling up on it. And so if you have tight muscles here and they're constantly pulling, that can cause some knee pain. So we're just going to do a very simple roll. If you've ever used a foam roller before, this is probably one of the first ones you learned, but I'll show you a few techniques to help enhance your results from it. So we're just going to do a quad stretch. We're going to start just above the knee, right? And I'm just rolling up and back, and I like to think of it as 2 inches up, 1 inch back. 2 inches up, 1 inch back. So I'm slowly moving my way up the thigh. Now when I get to a point that I feel like is pretty tight, what I can do is stop, bend my leg, and then extend. So that's one technique you can use. Another way is that I can bend, right, as I roll. So I'm bending and extending. Bending and extending. Once you have that, you can leave it bent and you can go inside and outside. Inside and outside. So now what we're doing, and again, you work all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top up to your hip, but you're stopping on those areas that you're feeling are a little bit tighter, and we're working those tissues to open them up, to loosen them up, and we're using movement to do it. So we're not just passively rolling over the tissue, we're moving the tissue by bending the leg so that it's actually working through a functional range. So that's really important that you add that into your rolling patterns. So after the rolling, now that we've loosened up the tissue some, we're going to do a stretch. So, this is just a simple half kneeling hip flexor stretch. It gets the hip flexor and the quad, but the key here is that you tuck the pelvis, so your butt cheek's going to be tight, your abs are going to be tight, and then you're going to press into it. I see a lot of people doing the stretch wrong, where they're like this, right? My low back is really rounded, I have no tension through my stomach at all. You're probably getting more of a low back compression than you are a stretch. So you really have to keep it tight, tuck the pelvis, and then go forward, and now you start feeling that stretch down the leg into the thigh. And if you want to increase it, you can actually grab the leg, tuck, and then go. So that's just a way to get a little bit deeper into those muscle tissues. From there, what I'd probably do is some sort of balance. So again, if I want to create a better environment for the knee so that there's less pain at the knee, I have to look above and below. And so if I work my way up the chain, now I go to the hip, I need my hip to be stable. Because if my hip's not stable, then the knee's going to be all over the place. So to add a little hip stability, what I'm going to do, and I'll go this way so you guys can see. So I'm going to start here. Nice tall position. I'm going to start walking my foot in, okay? And ideally, my foot will then line up with my knee and my back foot, so I have a nice straight line. Get nice and tall, just breathing, relaxing there, and what you'll start feeling is you start kind of moving around here. This is very good because you're reacting to an unstable environment and restabilizing, and your hip has to do the work, okay? Once you're able to do that, then you can add in some head motions, maybe you close your eyes. Those things make it more challenging, but in the end, we're really focusing on hip stability. From there, so again, above and below. So now we've been working everything above, how do we work some of the stuff below? The ankle joint is a really important piece to the knee pain puzzle. If you don't have good ankle mobility, your knee is going to compensate for it. So, a simple drill that we can do, I use this, you don't have to use a half foam roller, but this kind of helps get things in position. I'm just going to put my toes, or I like to say my toe knuckles, on the foam roller, stand up nice and tall, and I'm just bending down and coming up. All I'm doing is I'm opening up the joints at the front of the ankle. And when those open up, the ankle moves better, and now my knee doesn't have as much pain. So that's another way to help decrease some of the pain you may be feeling in your knee. If you were to do all of those, obviously a lot of those are very corrective and they're enhancing stability, mobility, all around the leg. The final piece I'd probably add to this puzzle is now adding a little bit more hip strength through a single leg deadlift. So I'll show you a few different angles on this. One leg down, knees relaxed. I'm going to reach out and stand back up. I'll show you from the side. So again, I reach out and I stand back up. So now I'm not only working stability of the hip, but I'm also strengthening. I can end up adding a weight. If I add a weight to my opposite hand, I come down and then lift that up. Now I'm strengthening the hip, which will then in turn help keep the knee safe and stable if I were to do some sort of activity. Let's say I'm playing tennis and I need to cut, right? To be able to do that, I need good hip strength and stability and ankle strength and stability. And to do a single leg deadlift, you're working all of that. So put all those things together, that's a nice package for helping with knee pain. Obviously there's a lot of other things you can do, and that's not going to fix all knee pain depending on what it is. And so if you do have ongoing pain, good to get it checked out. But some of these items may help with your situation. So I hope that helps. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks so much.